Enjoyed chatting with him last night on the NFL Network schedule release program. He is calling Monday Night Football once again, and he is back here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, Joe Buck. How are you, Joseph? Good to see you.
I feel okay. I'm looking at my color. It's not very good. It looks splotchy and like I'm about to die, but I feel fine.
It's all good. Well, it's all good, and but the best thing is when you move your head, like you did, you reveal all those Emmy awards back there, Joe. Like look at that. Look at those ladies.
Wow.
Wait, no. I would have to really rearrange to show the local ones. The small ones are over here to the left.
Joe. Flexing.
I love the flexing. Good to see you. Good to see you. What the day after now that you got the schedules? What's your 2 cents on it, Joe? What's your thoughts
on the schedule? It's amazing. Just like I said last night, it's awesome. I love it. I think it's unbelievable. I think we have the best schedule, and I think we're the best, and I think ESPN's the best, and I think Monday Night Football is awesome.
That was very Chris Farley right there. That was a very Chris Farley-like answer right there. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's awesome. We're going to be so good this year. We do have a good schedule. I'm excited. I like the way it starts. I like the way it ends. There it is. Take it all in. If you can figure that out, there's not one person that can read any of that.
Well,
including the guy doing it.
Suze, take it away. Go
did I
for
say?
it.
Hi, Joe. What did I
Susie.
say? I mean, this schedule gives me like seizures. It's so hard to look at. I feel like I'm trying
impossible.
to land planes.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we've got Dallas at home twice, which I love, which Troy will love. We've got Kansas City at home twice.
Yeah.
We've got the Lions both at home and on the road. We've got Jason Kelsey now.
That's right.
An ESPNer is going back home week 2 to take on Kirk Cousins. I think we've got them, twice on there, and we didn't do them once. So that shows you what the presence of one Kirk Cousins does.
Yeah.
For a franchise on a primetime game.
And you got the Har Bowl, too. That's a nice piece of real estate there. You got that going on.
We're the only ones that can say that. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're doing? We're doing the schedule again? It's amazing. I love it. It's unbelievable.
That's a new phrase instead of, are you ready for some football? We're the only ones who can say that.
We're the only ones that it's John and Jim and John. Who's going to win? Last time, Super Bowl. This time, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Go eat some turkey and a turducken.
Yeah, so you got Aikman who's going to he'll be having a good time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Joe, you're a little punchy today. You're a little punchy.
This is Joe.
Did the boys keep you up?
They keep me up. They get me up in the morning. They keep me up at night. They test everybody keeps saying, 6-year-old twins, they'll keep you young. No, they won't. They're gonna be the end of me. I look at the pictures of me prior to these boys being born, and thank God, they're the greatest things in my life other than my 2 daughters. But I mean, I look so much younger. And 6 years later, I mean, I know it's 6 years later, but I just don't. I've aged like a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have.
Come on,
and by the way,
Joe.
Susie, let me ask you this. How unbearable was Rich after the mention on SNL?
Oh, boy. I mean, it was a lot.
Don't feed
It
into
was
that.
a lot.
No.
There might have been like a 5-minute love fest between him and Del Tufo over drops this morning.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Jerry Seinfeld's in it. Oh my God. Weekend up.
No,
oh my God.
No, Joe, you're not the only one.
I don't think he was hyperventilating.
Hold on a second.
Like
You're
that,
not the only one with young kids because I'm also Father of the Year. I was watching Kung Fu Panda with my 10-year-old, trying to stay present. My phone was buzzing like crazy, and that's when I had to actually pause Jack Black's tome to check out what was going on.
This is Kung Fu Panda 4, the new one.
No. She had not seen the original. Yeah.
Oh. Did you just refer to Jack Black's tome?
Yes,
Did we call Kung Fu Panda a tome?
It sure is. I would agree with that.
Wow.
It came out in book form, isn't tome book? This is from the original scripture, Kung Fu Panda 1.
Yeah, that's what it was. The original scripture. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought they were very true to the story.
So I took it in stride, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
I mean, I'm just jealous. I would have been doing cartwheels, and I would have been unbearable.
I like Rich Eisen. I find him accessible.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I'm accessible. That's
accessible.
Yeah.
What is that like a new
people
word?
Call you accessible all the time, don't they?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to make myself accessible to most passersby. I wear a sandwich board out on Manchester Road in St. Louis. Hi, I'm Joe Buck. Accessible. Please come talk to me. If you have something to promote, I'm here for you.
No, but you were accessible here. You and I were going back and forth on times for this show, Joe. And many people, when I say, "Hey, can you do it?" and they would just say, "No, I can't." But you were offering other opportunities for me. You were accessible.
I like to make people happy. That's what I like to do. I like to make my friends like Rich Eisen, like Susie, who I didn't even know. This is like just as icing on top of the cake that she's there.
Yep.
I like to try to find a time to make this fit in.
And I appreciate you doing that. This is great. You don't even want to talk about the schedule. I'm getting
Michelle
that sense.
home? Can Michelle come in?
Yeah.
Call Michelle in.
Michelle is not here. Michelle is not here.
She's too pretty.
Oh, she would.
Yeah, she's
Michelle.
She's too pretty.
Meatloaf.
Not here.
That was a very Meatloaf-like scream right there.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be the day when anybody's making me meatloaf. Yeah. No, we can talk about the schedule for sure. Go through game by game. I'll give you a bullet on each game. Go.
Oh God.
I don't make meatloaf. I don't make meatloaf either. Don't worry.
Hold on a second.
No,
this is for real though. This is for real. You're calling a baseball game with Chip Carey? That's happening?
I am.
Joe?
Yeah, next Friday, Cardinals and Cubs on the Bally's Midwest for the Cardinals. So I'm going back to my roots, Rich. And company. I'm doing a local Cardinal game where I can openly root for the team that everybody, when they were in the postseason, thought I was openly rooting for when I wasn't.
So you get to openly root for a team and be guilty as charged for a change, Joe.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, Chip, we need a double play right here.
You're practicing your rooting lines? I like it. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, the writer I spoke with is like, so you're going to go back and do it like you used to do it. And I don't know that I can, honestly. I don't know that I can reimagine myself as the local guy, but I'm going to try. I'm not going to be ridiculous about it, but it's funny. And I talked to the Cardinals director. His name's Tom Mee. He's been there since I started. He's still there. And he said, it's different because Fox would pick him up periodically and he would do a national game. And he's like, when you direct a national game, you do it entirely differently than you would for the Cardinals, because when you're doing a national game, you're showing both bullpens and you're showing both managers and you're showing, not that doesn't happen, but the Cardinal fans don't care about, they're playing the Cubs. They don't care about Craig Counsell as much as they care about their own guy. They don't care about the Cubs bullpen, just who's coming in. And it's just an entirely different way of thinking about presenting a game. So it's going to take a little while for me to fall back into that, because I think I'll just default to being the national guy.
Dude, though, I mean, a buck and a carry calling Cubs Cardinals game together. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That is really
that's
cool.
That was the thinking. And then the aforementioned Twins, they're going to come down with me and be on the field before the game.
Okay.
And they really haven't been of age where they know what I'm doing when I'm doing a baseball game. So right. I think the last game I did with them anywhere near me was in the 2021 All-Star game in Denver. And they were, 3? So, yeah, I think it's time. It'll be cool to show them what that's all about.
That is pretty cool. Do you have a recollection of Harry Carey, Joe? as being a kid?
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's funny because my dad started with him in the 50s, and my dad was obviously an out of nowhere guy. He born in Massachusetts, grew up more in Cleveland. And so he shows up, and Harry and he, I'm not going to say they didn't get along, but Harry was hard on him. And my dad was the young guy. And anytime there was something big happening in the 8th or 9th inning, my dad would get a tap on the shoulder and he'd get up and Harry would sit down because he was the lead guy. Then Harry, and there he is, gets let go, I think in 1969. And then my dad became the number one guy, and his career really kind of took off. And then it was cool to see my dad and Harry later in each of their lives reconnect and become really good friends and have a lot of laughs. And I think for, a relationship that started with a lot of tension, they got to a point where, they could laugh and have fun. And I remember one time my mom telling me that my mom and dad, Harry and his wife Dutchie, went to dinner after a Cardinal game in St. Louis. And when they walked in, the place called Tony's, still in St. Louis, it's moved locations. But when they walked in, the whole place got up and gave them a standing ovation, which I think is really cool.
That is really cool. So he didn't turn to you and say, "Get me a Bloody Mary" when you were 8 or anything like that? That never happened?
No, I couldn't I'm 55 and I could not make a Bloody Mary right now. I've never had a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, me too.
And I drink. Oh boy, do I drink. But I've never had a Bloody Mary. It just looks and smells disgusting.
You and I are the same. Yeah, I cannot take tomato juice, sir. I cannot take the smell. And I
don't get it.
And any plane I'm on, someone will invariably order a V8 right next to me, and I'm like, really? That happens every time.
In the morning, and it's so good for hangovers. Yeah, I mean, it's going to make me throw up. I mean, that's probably good.
You are so missing out. It is a meal in a glass. It's fantastic. Yeah. I will make you one, and then you will throw up.
Yes, exactly.
No.
Well, yeah.
No.
I'm a woman living in Los Angeles. Celery and olives, that's enough food for a day.
If your buddy Al Michaels eats a salad, I'll drink a Bloody Mary.
So this will never happen, as you know.
God.
Okay.
Now I want to
What a way to throw down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I will not have a Bloody Mary before Al has a salad.
Don't have anything green on this plate.
Certainly not in a drink.
Is that parsley?
I know
Send
that.
it back.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that game. So that's so we'll have to get that on the MLB app to watch that.
I guess. I don't know how that works. Yeah. I think so. I'm sure it's Bally's. Do they pick up Bally's games?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Well, I look forward to that. And again, I dropped a speed bridge on you last night. I think I kind of staggered you with that punch in our conversation last night.
That was good. Yeah. Yep. Speed bridge, the Achilles.
Yeah, because you're on the Achilles tour. You got Rodgers' first game on Monday Night Football. I mean, that's kind of cruel and unusual for the NFL to say, okay. We'll see. We'll throw you back out there. No. With Leonard Floyd there too. With Leonard Floyd there too.
You and all your little Jets fan friends.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing about that. It's such a hard game, and he's on Monday Night Football.
Oh no,
again.
they got to play him when they play him. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Yeah. But I mean, Leonard Floyd really Monday night, first one out, and then they got to play Buffalo too on him. You got the Jets twice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then Kelsey, that's a good point. I did not notice that until you mentioned that. Kelsey back in Philly, week 2 is going to be great. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Let's see what else you got.
I joked on another network named ESPN that I know that we will walk into Philly with Jason Kelsey as a part of our crew. Will we walk out of Philly with Jason Kelsey as a part of our crew? I don't know. Something could happen. I think the guy could walk off the set, put his number 62 on his chest,
yes,
and be a Pro Bowl player without any kind of conditioning whatsoever.
I love that guy. You're so lucky that he landed there, big time.
Oh, it's a huge get for ESPN for our pregame, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and Belichick will be. Is Belichick? Are you a competitor with Bill Belichick, Joe? I mean, he's going to be on the Manning cast. Joe, what do you got there?
I mean, yeah, one of the great roasters of all time. Yeah, no, we're not competitors because they lump it all together. So if because Belichick is on the Manning cast and the Manning cast does an 8 rating and we do a 4 doing the actual game, then we at ESPN did a 12. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's right. And you could just counter program him with Nikki Glazer. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be good.
Right?
That would be good. Maybe we'll get Nikki on in the first quarter.
Yep.
He can do the first quarter with Peyton and Eli and, see who's left. We'll get Jeff Ross in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All good.
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. You look great.
When do we start? This is repping my Wonka.
What is that? What are you doing?
What is that?
Yeah, I know what it is.
What kind of dad are you?
I know what it is, but
they didn't want to go see that. They had zero interest in Wonka.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Well, I think you're missing out. And look, the original is my number 1 all time. Gene Wilder's my number 1 all time.
That's the greatest. But we love Gene Wilder.
When you're saying that, you're saying number 1, like when somebody asks Joe Buck your favorite movie, you say Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's it.
Charlie, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
What about Blazing Saddles?
I mean, all that stuff's amazing. Anything that Gene Wilder's in, I'm in.
Okay.
I think he's phenomenal. And I had a chance to meet him thanks to Brad Faxon when I was doing golf at Fox. And we were all set to go to his house, and he passed away that week.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I would have not been able to speak. Like, you could, let's have dinner with Michael Jordan. Let's have dinner with Al Pacino. Fine. Sitting in a kitchen with Gene Wilder, I would have been speechless.
No kidding. I would never have guessed that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Who's the coolest person you've ever? Who's the coolest person you've ever met?
Other than us.
Well,
other than the two of you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The coolest person. I think the coolest person, the most genuine good person who's also a superstar is Eddie Vedder. I think he's one of the nicest, most thoughtful people for somebody that before you meet him, you would think, oh, well, that's not that guy. And then you meet him and you go, oh, well, that's not real. And then you see it time and time again with how he treats people and, the driver in the car, the guy driving Uber, whatever. He is awesome.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I've never met him. So
really?
Yeah, no.
But he's the most legit sports fan. I feel like sometimes it's forced with people in other arms of the entertainment world. And the first night I met him in St. Louis, I go to his dressing room after, got set up by other people, and he's got a trunk open in his dressing room with 3 different baseball gloves, baseballs, a helmet, a bat. And when they do sound checks in arenas, they throw the baseball around. And he's got a personal collection that rivals Cooperstown in the warehouse where they record. He's amazing.
Buddy, thanks for doing this. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go. We got to break the hit. We got to break the hit.
No. It's just, I don't want to take you away from too much of what you're doing. So, but that said, I do look forward to hearing you in a baseball booth again. I look forward to that. In a couple weeks.
I'm excited to do it. I mean, all kidding aside, I think it'll be fun.
Excellent. Thanks for the time, Joe. Best to Michelle. Enjoy those kids. Get some sleep.
All right,
get some
guys.
rest. Good to see you. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.